arisonlashes.
Welcome to LASH's channel. I'm Ava.
I'm Arthur.
So if I were to ask you, what's a really modern beauty innovation? Eyelash extensions probably pop right into your head, right?
Yeah.
We kind of think of them as super recent, like maybe the last 15 years, born out of Instagram culture and all that tech.
Exactly. And that assumption, that's pretty much why we're doing this deep dive today. Our mission is to trace the whole story of enhanced eyelashes. We're going way back from ancient rituals right up to the cutting edge stuff you see in salons now.
And the amazing thing for you listening is just how long this has been a thing. We're talking nearly 4,000 years. Humans have been trying to make lashes look longer, darker, fuller for millennia. It's definitely not some modern fad, it's ancient.
It really is. And the source material shows this fascinating journey. It wasn't always just about looking good, Often it started with cultural beliefs, things like protection, piety, even virtue. Then came practical needs like early movies, and then the big leaps in technology and materials. Function and, social signals often came way before pure glamour.
Okay, let's unpack this then, starting way, way back, like 4,000 years ago.
Let's do it. We start in ancient Egypt, Greece, and Rome. Darkening the lash line was already common practice there, and pretty practical, too.
Absolutely. You think about Egypt, right? Intense sun. So men and women use things like kohl, that's lead sulfide, and sometimes malachite for a green color. The sources say it was mainly two things. First, protect the eyes from glare.
Yeah, like ancient sunglasses almost.
Kind of. And second,
it was deeply spiritual. They really believed these dark pigments could ward off evil spirits, protect you from the evil eye. So less about allure, more about staying safe and showing piety.
But here's where it gets really weird, shifting over to ancient Rome. The sources point to this very specific kind of wild cultural belief.
Oh, yeah. They believed that your eyelashes fell out if you had too much intimacy, or just from getting older.
Wait, seriously?
Seriously. So having long, full lashes became this important sign of virtue, of youthfulness, especially for women. Lush lashes meant you were seen as, morally upright.
Wow. So the state of your eyelashes was like a public scorecard for your morality.
Yeah.
That's a pretty direct link between beauty and social judgment.
It is. It connects lash length straight to social norms and status. Roman women were, understandably, pretty motivated to keep their lashes long, or at least look like they were. They used mixtures of burnt cork, soot, even honey, trying to darken and lengthen them. It just shows how deep these connections run, how beauty signals things about us. Still does, really.
Definitely still does. That idea of the eye area being a focus for social commentary, it's clearly not new. But then the timeline hits this strange bump. We get to the medieval period, the Renaissance, and the trend just flips completely.
The Great Pluck. It's kind of startling. During the 15th, 16th centuries, the big thing aesthetically was the forehead, a high, prominent forehead. And to emphasize that, women sometimes plucked out their eyelashes and eyebrows, completely removed them.
It's just gone. To highlight a different feature, it's amazing how drastically beauty standards can shift.
It really is, but that desire for adding lashes, it didn't stay gone forever. It comes roaring back in the late 19th century, and some of the early attempts were, pretty crude and, frankly, a bit horrifying.
You mean the Paris connection, where women were reportedly trying to literally sew hair into their eyelids?
That's the one, with a needle and thread. It sounds absolutely awful, painful, unsanitary. It just highlights the desperation, maybe, and the total lack of safe options before proper cosmetic manufacturing kicked in.
Shows the risks people would take, but at the same time, something a bit more productive was happening elsewhere, right, in theaters.
Exactly. Well, you had these dangerous home methods. The stage was driving a different kind of innovation. False lashes for theater. Think about it, before really good stage lighting, performers needed exaggeration. Big time. Their expressions, their features had to read all the way to the back rows.
So they needed something dramatic for the eyes.
Right. Early theatrical lashes were often just human hair or maybe animal fibers stuck onto heavy strips. Very stiff, super uncomfortable, definitely not for everyday wear.
Yeah.
But they proved the concept. They showed you could apply fibers to dramatically change the eye's look from a distance. That kind of opened the door.
For patents. Okay, so that brings us neatly into the early 20th century. Things start getting more formalized, moving from the stage or painful experiments to actual manufacturing.
Yes, the age of patents. Our sources point first to Carl Nessler, 1902. He was already quite famous, a German hair specialist known for inventing the perm machine.
Oh, the perm guy. I didn't know he was involved in lashes, too.
Yep. He saw the potential and got a UK patent for a method to make artificial lashes and brows.
Okay, so he's laying groundwork. But the really key patent, especially for the US market, came a bit later, from a Canadian inventor.
That's Anna Taylor, 1911. She got the first US patent for artificial eyelashes. And her design is really the direct ancestor of modern strip lashes. It was basically a little fabric strip with hairs woven into it. Simple, but revolutionary for its time.
And just as these patents are emerging, you get this explosion from a brand new industry, film.
Ah, yes, cinema. The close-up shot changed everything. Suddenly, subtle details mattered immensely. We're talking 1916. The director, D.W. Griffith, he commissioned special lashes for his actress, Sina Owen, for the film Intolerance.
Why? What was the goal?
He needed her eyes to look huge, incredibly dramatic on camera. You know, the camera captures stillness in a way the stage doesn't. Griffith realized that for that close-up impact, he needed something visually striking. The lashes they made for Owen, human hair on gauze, apparently were probably a nightmare to wear, but they worked on film. The camera basically made the cosmetic lash a necessity.
So the demand from this huge new visual medium really pushed false lashes from being just for theater or these patented novelties into something more mainstream.
Absolutely. It cemented them in the public eye, you could say. Which brings us, jumping forward a bit, to the 1960s. That's when false lashes really hit the big time as a consumer product.
Right, the mod era. And you cannot talk about 60s eye makeup without talking about Twiggy.
The Twiggy effect, definitely. She was this global icon, right? Famous for those huge wide eyes, often with painted-on lower lashes or really heavy strip lashes.
Yeah, that look was everywhere.
It was. And it drove massive consumer demand. False lashes weren't just for movie stars anymore. They were a fashion must-have for, well, for everyone.
But interestingly, while strip lashes are booming, something else is quietly starting in the background during this era. The beginning of individual extensions.
That's right. The sources credit a Japanese beauty technician, Katsumi Yoshi, with pioneering early individual lash application methods back in the 1960s.
So applying one lash at a time, not the whole strip.
Exactly, moving towards that customized look. But here's the interesting thing. If he invented it then, why did strip lashes keep dominating for like another 30 years?
Good question. The technique existed, but didn't immediately take over.
Yeah, why not? The answer seems to be the materials just weren't ready. These early individual applications were probably really fiddly, time-consuming, doesn't last well. They were missing two key things: the right kind of fiber and a safe, effective, long-lasting glue. So it stayed pretty niche, kind of waiting for the science to catch up.
Okay, and that science did catch up.
Yeah.
Late 20th, early 21st century. This is where we get the modern, semi-permanent extensions people get today. Let's talk materials.
This is the big leap. The industry moves away from natural hairs, which are inconsistent towards synthetics, specifically something called PBT.
PBT, polybutylene terephthalate.
That's the one. Bit of a mouthful. But PBT plastic is key.
Why? What makes it so good for lashes?
It solved the consistency problem, basically. PBT is this engineered plastic. It's super lightweight, it's durable, and crucially, it holds its shape, its curl. So, lash artists can promise clients very specific results: consistent lengths, reliable curl patterns like a J curl or a C, or a really dramatic D curl, consistent thickness. Natural fibers just can't give you that guarantee.
And that consistency, that predictability, that's what lets it become a professional service people pay good money for.
Exactly. You know what you're getting. But the PBT fiber is only half of it. You need to stick it on semi-permanently and safely. That means the adhesive is critical.
We're talking about the glues, the cyanoacrylate-based ones.
Yes. Now, cyanoacrylate is the base chemical in things like superglue, which sounds scary near your eye. But the breakthrough was developing medical-grade cyanoacrylate adhesives. These are formulated and tested like crazy to be safe, less irritating, with low fumes, specifically for use near the sensitive eye area.
Okay, so medical grade makes it safe enough for weeks of wear, not just a one-night thing.
Yep. Precisely. That safety and durability is what turned extensions from a novelty into a regular, sustainable beauty treatment for millions. So, now we have the right materials, the PBT lashes, the safe glue. Let's quickly break down the main techniques you hear about now.
Yeah, like classic versus volume. What's the difference when you're actually applying them?
It's all about the ratio, really. Classic lashes are the original method. It's one single extension fiber applied to one single natural lash, 1-to-1. The look is more natural, mainly adding length and a bit of thickness. Think like a really perfect coat of mascara that stays put.
Okay, 1-to-1 and volume.
Volume, sometimes called Russian volume. is where the artistry and that PBT material really come into play. Instead of one thicker extension, the tech uses multiple, like 2, 3, maybe even 10 or more super fine, lightweight PBT extensions. They create a tiny fan shape with these by hand and then apply that fan to one natural lash.
So multiple thin lashes fanned out onto one natural lash. That must create a much fuller look.
Oh yeah, much fuller, denser, fluffier, more dramatic.
And the sources mention that volume can actually feel lighter sometimes, even though it's more lashes.
It sounds counterintuitive, but yes.
Yeah.
Because those individual volume fibers are incredibly fine and lightweight, the total weight of that little fan can often be less than one single thick, classic lash. It distributes the weight better. And then, of course, you have hybrid lashes.
Which is just mixing the two.
Exactly. A custom blend of classic single lashes and volume fans placed strategically to create a specific textured look the client wants.
Gotcha. And just to bring it right up to today, we have to mention the role of social media. Instagram, YouTube.
Oh, absolutely. These visual platforms are huge drivers. They showcase these really specialized, intricate lash styles, super long, super dense, colored lashes, decals. It pushes clients to want more customized, often more dramatic looks, and it pushes artists to innovate. It's that 4,000-year cycle, again, using the eyes to signal something, now amplified by digital media.
That feedback loop is incredibly powerful now.
Stronger than ever.
So what does this all mean? Okay, let's wrap this up. We've gone on quite the journey. From ancient Egyptians, using kohl for sun protection and warding off evil spirits, through that weird phase of plucking everything out, the scary sewing attempts in Paris, then the breakthrough patents for fabric strips, the boost from cinema, Twiggy making strips mainstream, and finally landing here with high-tech PBT plastic fans glued on with medical-grade adhesives.
It's quite a story. And what's really striking, I think, is that while the materials went from, basic soot and minerals to complex engineered polymers, that core human desire to enhance the eye, define it, make it a focal point, that seems to have been constant for 4,000 years.
That underlying desire just keeps driving innovation.
So here's a thought to leave you with. Ancient Romans tied lash length to virtue, right? And social standing. Today, extensions are all about self-expression, maybe status too, amplified through social media. What's the next cultural story being written on our lash lines? And what's the next material breakthrough going to be? Maybe fibers that change color? Or, I don't know, something integrated with biotech. Something to think about next time you look in the mirror.
Indeed. It's a little piece of 4,000 years of human history looking back at you.
Thanks for diving deep with us today. We'll catch you on the next one.
If you enjoyed this video, please give a like and subscribe to Arison Lash's channel.